Hi, everyone, and welcome to Speaking of Diamonds. My name is Rich, and I'm here today with, let's just say, an unboxing plus. Okay. Um, I know that there has been a number of, well, I saw a couple sneak peeks, unboxings already of this canvas, but I want to talk a little bit more specifically about the artist. So this canvas is Island of Time by Color Out of Place. It's a 27 or 69, 70 by 93 ish centimeter painting. It's a square. Um, and Color Out of Place is one of those um, artists that are listed on the Diamond Art Club website as potentially using AI to create their pictures, but Diamond Art Club wants the artist to have significantly altered or used, cleaned up the picture or whatnot. So basically, I want to talk a little bit about AI and digital design, and I thought this painting would be a good segue into that topic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the box, and we can then talk about the canvas and take a look at the drills, etc. Unfortunately, well, it's not really unfortunately, but I was really hoping that this one would come in the new box. I don't know if you've seen. I think Katie had uh, a video on it. The box is open this. The new box is open this way instead of having to go in the end, and um, I'm sort of excited about that because um, I don't know about you guys, but anytime I go to put a painting back in the box, whether it's like because I've unboxed it, look at it, or it's a work in progress, or I'm finished with it, want to store it in the box, I can never get it back into the box evenly. It's like I always have this end is always like uneven and in danger of being crushed and stuff like that. Um, However, I will say that I've seen folks come up with some really neat uses for these inserts that were in like the interim boxes there. Um, and I'm looking at this myself and seeing that, maybe this could be a hold some Trabic trays or the Forever Young trays. Who knows? So I may have to keep that in consideration. So before we get into the kit, we're going to take a look at what comes with it. So obviously we have the toolkit, and I'm looking to see if this has putty or if it has neither. It's in here. Sneaky Diamond Art Club. Okay, this is the clear wax. So I don't know if you are aware, but one of the changes they've recently made to their um, toolkits is that the pen is now pre-filled with clear wax versus the putty. I don't know if I could. Yep, the clear wax is there. That's sort of exciting. I want to try it at least. I don't know that I will be a fan if it's anything like the the typical pink wax or anything like that, but I'll try it. I'm up for trying anything once. And then they have gone back to giving this the pink wax as well. Take that back a little bit because it's starting to ooze out. So I guess I can report back in a future video on the clear wax that now comes with the kits. So other than that, the toolkit has the baggies in here, it has the tray, the standard stuff. It comes with a little multi-placer here. I don't I don't hate these pens. I think they're fantastic if you're brand new to diamond painting and you don't have any pens. They are leaps and bounds above the old pink stick pens. And I love that they are adding the metal tips now and whatnot. I haven't used one with a metal tip yet. So I'm very glad that they're including these, and I'm glad that they're including the trays. At the same time, I'm like, I don't use any of this stuff, so I still am hoarding toolkits to destash at some point to give away to a good home. Um, but I think it's great for newbies. So that's the toolkit, and then we have. I did not see a card in the box. So supposedly they started putting the treasure quest cards. Yep, here it is. Which I do think this is a great upgrade because, you know, it's just I don't like things just floating around in boxes and stuff like that. So here we have the sticker sheets, the labels. This has 69 colors. Looks like 2 ABs and 3 fairy dust. And this is a bronze card. So the way that you know the cards, if you haven't seen it already, is first of all on new cards they started putting right above where you would scratch off the code. Eventually, when you go to redeem it, they've put the name. So this is a bronze. I don't know that you can see that, but you could also tell by how the border looks, the different designs in the border. I'll go ahead and link below a little cheat sheet on determining which one you have. That is super helpful. I've referred to it many times, but we'll go ahead and add that to my collection. I know I've seen a lot of people sort of complaining about getting a lot of bronze cards, and I think we just need to remember that, you know, it's supposed to be a challenge. This isn't supposed to be a huge giveaway type thing. So let's unroll the canvas. Okay, now I will say, holy brick of drills there. I'm gonna go ahead and just roll this reverse wise to get to lay flat. So I will say that this is going to be my first kit that I'm looking at from an unboxing that has the red lines. And and the perforated covers. I will check. So this is a square, so I don't know that I need to be super worried about the red lines transferring, but I don't see anything transferred to the canvas, so it seems to be free of that problem. But much like the other Diamond Art Club changes, the red lines and the perforation doesn't do anything for me because I use I do release papers. The only way that I'll probably use this is if it happens to match up with my release papers, because what I'll do is I will peel the top back, I'll put down some release papers, and maybe these would fit like the 4x3 ones, although I've started using the square shaped ones and I really like those better. It sort of makes a much more manageable, and I'm sure it's the same, but in my mind it seems like a much more manageable space. um, and then I cut the canvas or cut the clear plastic off and then just use the release papers for that row and then repeat the process on the way down. So as we have seen with all of the Diamond Art canvases, first, this is obviously a great canvas, has a nice soft backing. It has the poking and the scalloped edges to help prevent fraying. You have the Do What Makes You Sparkle up at the top. We have a key over here, a legend of colors. And moving down to the bottom, we have the other legend here. And then at the very bottom, of course, we have the information out how to contact them should you need some additional diamonds, their um, uh, social information, and a coupon code. And then over at the left corner here, the code, the name, and size, etc. Okay. Now, real quick, just a quick Why did I order this? Um, I am not opposed to, nor do I like fully support AI art, and potentially this being created via AI and then switched up a little bit or hand touched up a little bit, um, wasn't really the reason I bought this. Like, the reason I bought this is this island reminds me of when I was a kid. My dad had a girlfriend whose parents lived in the north woods of Wisconsin, right on the Wisconsin Minnesota, I think it is. Is that what's up there? Minnesota line? I think so. Um, or Michigan. Michigan. Um, and they lived right on a lake. And they were on a big hill, and it was like their house was 45 minutes from the nearest town, and the nearest town was like nothing. They would have to go into like Rhinelander or Phelps to like get to like the bigger stores and stuff like that. But you drove 45 minutes out of town, you went down really wooded gravel roads, and then you descended this large, it was like this large, like the road was way up here and the house was down here, so it was like you go down this big hill, and then the hill continued down to the lake. So when you would get down to the lake and you would go out on the pier and you would look to your left, there was an island that, maybe it doesn't look exactly like this. Like, it didn't have, I don't remember having a tree like this, but of course the pine trees are certainly spot on for the North Woods. And I don't know, it reminded me of Nani and Papa's island. Of course, it wasn't theirs. I think actually it was part of their neighbor's deeded property, but I'm not sure. But we used to stop on the island. Like, my dad and I would go out fishing, and it was on the chain of lakes, so we could go through many different lakes. We'd go out fishing, and then we could stop on the island and, you know, go to the bathroom if you had to, or just walk around and stretch your legs and stuff like that. So it just reminded me of Nani and Papa's island. So I thought, hey, I want to get this because it sort of is a childhood memory, if you will. So here we have um, the very large pack of drills that is always labeled with the name of the painting, as well as the code, the product code, so that if you do store your drill separately, you can do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at um, what are some of the specialty drills here. I'm not going to take them out of the packet because I usually can't get them back in. And I think we all know what an AB and a fairy dust looks like. But let me see what some of the symbols are, and I'm going to find them on the picture, and then we can take a look to see where some of the special drills are going to go. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I did have to end up opening the drills a little bit because sometimes it's really difficult to find where the specialty drills go for a couple different reasons. Number one, if they're not widely used on the canvas, you're looking for just very little spots of them. But also, as you all know, sometimes these colors are a little misleading. So I'm looking for something brown here. So I'm, looking in the island area, but then I actually pull the color and it's actually purple. So here's where our specialty drills go. So we have an AB 741 and um, and a fairy dust 350 and a fairy dust 742, which are all shades of orange and yellows, which is going to be in our clouds up here. So this yellow here, or this orangish color here, is a fairy dust. The highlights here, the dash of the really light orange spots here, that's an AB. And then the yellow that's here, that's sort of at the bottom of the clouds a little bit, that is a fairy dust. So a nice mixture of, providing like a highlight at the top of the clouds, but then a little bit of a low light down at the bottom. Then we have an AB and a fairy dust that we're still looking for. So the AB is sort of, it's like a greenish blue, and that's going to be at the top of um, this sort of rock formation here, and some little bling up on the rocks here of the island. So that's gonna look nice. And then the last fairy dust is um, sort of like a brownish purple, and it's going to be in these flowers or bushes here, over here, and then of course anything that's in the island or in the clouds is going to be repeated down in the repeat image down here. Maybe not as much. Like I see the AB here for the clouds, but I don't see as many, or if at all, any of the ABs that would be in the cloud. And that sort of makes sense, because what you're looking down here is like, it's not going to be as vibrant as the real cloud. It's going to be sort of a little bit more fuzzy and soft, because it's a reflection from the water. So I'm excited about where these drills go. But what I want to do now is I want to go back to talking a little bit more about the artist, color out of place, and the potential warning on, or not warning, but disclosure on the Diamond Art Club website that says that they use AI art. And I want to make sure that we all are very clear on what is AI, what is digital art or digital drawing, and then where it can intersect. So to do that, I'm going to go over to the computer and take you with me, and we're going to actually look at an AI program and a little bit about how digital uh, creation or digital drawing is done. So come with me. So we're at my computer here today, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up this program called Canva. Now, Canva is a program that many creators use for their YouTube videos. It's where, like, I came to create my channel logo. It's where I came to create the thumbnails that I put out for my videos. You could do posters, you can do slideshows, you can do a bunch of stuff in Canva. Canva happens to have an AI generator or image generator called Dreamlab, and that's what we're here today. I'm using this one just because I already paid to have access to Canva, so I already have access to this. But there are dozens of other sites out there that will allow people with no artistic talent, such as myself, to create images. A lot of them do work on a credit basis, meaning you sign up, you give them your information, they give you maybe 10 credits, you create 10 images, and then you have to buy more credits. And it does appear that that this works on a credit image or basis as well. I just don't know if it like automatically gives me credits every month that I'm still subscribed or what, because I have not used this before. So let's start off by determining what type of image, AI generated image, we want to create today. And since I'm the one at the keyboard, I get to play artist today. So let me think. I live in a town, and the town is known as the Lilac Village. We have a park in the middle of town that used to be the backyard of a colonel. I don't know what war he was from, but he's colonel, and he really liked lilacs, and he imported a number of different species of lilacs into his backyard. Well, his backyard is now Lilacia Park. Lilacia Park is a place that you could walk through at any time of the year. They decorate it for Christmas and whatnot, but specifically in the spring when the lilacs are blooming, you could walk through. They have beautiful tulips, other flowers with the lilacs, and while you're walking through Lilacia Park, which is the name of it, Lilacia Park, you may see the Lilac Princess being crowned. And then the Lilac Princess will go to the Lilac Ball, and then the Lilac Princess will ride on the float in the Lilac Parade. Are you through with the lilacs? Yeah. there's a lot of lilac stuff going on here in the springtime. But I want to sort of recreate a picture of Lilacia Park from my memory. And then I want to use that artwork to create a print or to, let's say, just make a diamond painting. I want to send it off to make a custom diamond painting. Now, of course, I could be using a photograph, but I don't have one. We're going to assume that I have no photos of Lilacia Park, and there's nothing on the internet that I want to use. So what I can say here, and AI is all about generating images from words, okay? I don't need to draw anything. I just need to come up with some words. So create a picture of a park with lilac bushes surrounded by tulips. Also put a man-made waterfall in the background. There's a common rule that says when you're typing on camera, spelling doesn't count. But here's my prompt to generate this picture. Create a picture of a park with lilac bushes surrounded by tulips. Also put a man-made waterfall in the background, because there is in fact a waterfall in the middle of Lilacia Park. I'm going to go ahead and click create. Now let's watch what happens. Within just a matter of minutes, seconds really, this program is going to give me a couple different choices that I could use for my picture. Now, let's look at a couple of these. Let's look at this one first of all. Now, this totally fits the bill of what my prompt was. I asked for lilacs, tulips, and waterfall. However, there is one thing in this picture that isn't really accurate, which sometimes you can tell things are AI because the pictures aren't always accurate. Like AI, for example, is really famous for giving humanoid figures like more or less than 5 fingers, or like faces. It really doesn't do faces very well. So in this picture, one thing that would lead me to believe that an artist did not create this is these are lilac trees. These are not lilac bushes. Lilacs do not grow on trees. This seemingly has a very distinct trunk and whatnot. So this tells me that this image is not genuine, probably. Now, of course, could an artist have drawn their lilac trees? Sure. But looking at the picture, you can see that there's a lot of other, like the splash of the waterfall, things like that just look too perfect or too generated, I guess. I don't know what type of word, too fake, I guess, maybe, to really be any type of drawing. So I don't want to use this one. But let's look at this one. Okay, so here have what I'm looking for: lilacs, tulips, waterfall. Also added some sidewalk here, which Lilacia Park has sidewalks running through it. So this is pretty cool. This, because it's not one distinct trunk, there's different pieces of wood of the plant coming out of the ground. I would say that these are bushes. Okay, so this one could certainly be a contender for my artwork. Now, coming back to the prompt, one of the other highlights of Lilacia Park is there is a statue of a deer in Lilacia Park, and it's a wrought iron casted sculpture that has been there for I don't know. It's been there for at least 53 years, I'll tell you that. And it is famous for kids. Families go there to take pictures of the kids. They go every year, look at how big the kids are getting, what have you. I'm sure there's a picture of me standing next to the deer. And a number of years ago, they actually had to take it down and sort of repair it and remake it because it was getting so worn out that it needed some TLC. And even to this day, the nose of the deer is rubbed gold because of people constantly touching it, and they're rubbing off that patina of the wrought iron type material, whatever it's created out of. So I'm going to add a statue of a deer next to the waterfall. Include children playing in the grass. Okay. So now I want to even add more things to this image. So I've just added it to my original prompt, and I'm going to click create, and now let's see what happens. Again, within just a matter of seconds, we're going to have some images that are going to meet I'm like taking these in because these are, they're cool images. I don't think anyone is saying AI is not cool. It's spooky, and even here it's saying a lot of people are in Dreamlab right now. They can't come up with a fourth image. But let's go ahead and let's look at this one really quick. Okay, does it fit the bill? No. Yes and no. Tulips, lilacs, waterfall, kids, deer. However, I only want one deer. I don't need two. You cannot swim in the waterfall in Lilacia Park. And again, we have lilac trees. Okay, so this is not going to be a contender. However, this one is cool because again, it has that sidewalk in it. It has my lilacs, my tulips, my waterfall, but it also has a nuclear fallout area sized deer that is dwarfing the waterfall. So that doesn't really work for me. Okay. But kids are there, they're happy, they're having fun. That's great. Let's look at this one. Okay. Lilacs, tulips, waterfall, statue of a deer, even though it's laying down, and the one in Lilacia Park is not laying down. And then you have kids running around in the grass. You have a sidewalk in the back. Definitely looks like a park setting. I'm looking at the lilac bush, deciding whether or not that's a bush or a tree. I'm going to say that since it does not look to be one singular trunk, that it's many branches coming out of the ground, I'm going to say that I'm going to let that pass as a lilac bush. So maybe this is now the image that I've determined to be what I want to use. Now, if you look here, if I were to bring this into my program, which I'm not going to do, but like this girl, you don't really see her hands very well. This boy's arm is really weird. His face is very strange. Like AI is not good at drawing people. So probably would be a mistake for me to include real people in an AI image. So that's one of the ways, because it's one of the main tip-offs that something is AI, that you have a person that just sort of looks like Salvador Dali did the picture of the person. So just another tip to see AI here. But as you can see, a person with no artistic talent who just happens to be able to type some words has created a picture. I could now save this, print it, send it off to make prints. I could send it off to make diamond painting canvases. I could send the electronic file somewhere and put it on a billboard. I am now an artist, except I'm not, because I don't have any artistic talent when it comes to drawing. Okay. Now, let's do something else. Let me show you another controversy with AI, is that there is a lot of controversy about AI, that it's sort of stealing styles of other artists to make derivatives of pictures that look like a different artist did it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, here we have an option to add an image. And I'm going to give this a style reference. The style reference is going to be Van Gogh's Starry Night. I think we all know, what am I doing? I think we all know what that picture looks like. Here's the little thumbnail of it. It's the swirly, sky, whatnot. So I'm going to give that as an image reference, not change a thing in the, actually, I'm going to change one thing. I'm going to take the children out, just because I don't want to see any AI Van Gogh children. That may be a little disturbing. But I'm going to go ahead and pretty much our first prompt that was there, I'm going to tell it, give it this image reference of Van Gogh. And what it's going to do is it is going to give me some images. It's taking a couple extra seconds here because it's referencing that photo or that image. Look what it's done. Now, I don't see a lilac. I see flowers from a tree, which looks weird. It looks like it's a pineapple tree type thing. But I do see tulips. I do see my deer. I do see the waterfall. This one probably wouldn't work for my desire. Let's look at this one. These aren't lilacs. What's going on back here? Is this like a choir of people? I don't know. But this one, I could maybe go with this one and say, this is an artistic take on lilacs. Okay. Of course, I could go back and refine my prompt, or maybe find a different Van Gogh picture that perhaps has smaller flowers in it, or flowers in it general, because these flowers here, you got the big yellow tulips as well. They're really very exaggerated, but it goes along with, it does look like Van Gogh's Starry Night. Now let me show you how easy it is to change this. Okay, so I've typed in one prompt. So far I have a picture with no kids, a picture with kids. I have a picture that I sort of like in the style of Van Gogh. Let me go ahead and give the AI generator a reference of a style reference of Winnie the Pooh. I'm going to click create. And it will take another few seconds. And what this is going to give me is, it's going to give me my prompt, but make it look like it's from the world of Winnie the Pooh. Okay. So let's look at this one here. So I have my lilacs, I have my tulips, I have the deer, I have the waterfall. I have whatever this thing is in the middle that says park. That's great. But it's an image. Okay. It is an image, and I didn't draw anything, and it just came out of my words, with the reference to Winnie the Pooh. So I probably wouldn't choose this one, but let's look at this one. This one may not be too bad. Okay. We got our lilacs. Could be looking from under a bush. We're sort of at tulip level here. So this could be hanging down from a bush. These are bushes far away. Got my tulips, got my deer, got the waterfall, although it looks more like a raging dam back here, but who knows? It's a waterfall. Weird choice for trees. to make them look sort of like water towers and then put the word park on it. So if I were to pick this picture, I probably would clean this up and just remove the word park. But again, that is like very minimal effort to come up with a picture that I can now slap my name on it and make money from. Okay. And that is the true controversy of AI. Let's take a look at what digital art is. And I don't have like a program that I could, well, I have like Paint in Word. We've probably all seen and used Paint, but I can't draw. And I certainly can't draw using a mouse. So here's an example. This is a picture from Amazon of a tablet specifically designed for artists to use for drawing. And you can see that it comes with a number of different pens. It has some attachments and what have you. And this artist has drawn what looks to be a female warrior, maybe like a elven character or something. And she has what looks to be a spear of ice. Okay. The difference with digital art that we're going to make the assumption here, since we're looking at an artist's tablet, is that they drew this image. They just didn't use paper. They used a digital device to create it. So a lot of people think, hey, at least this took some talent. AI, you don't need talent. And you're selling AI for the same price as an artist who's selling a picture that they drew, they created. Okay, so that's really the difference and the challenge between digital art and AI. So when you see diamond paintings out there, and it, usually, since there's also no legislation or anything wrapped around governing AI, the use of AI. So we put the onus on the companies to tell us, is this an AI generated image? And companies like Diamond Art Club, they do that. They put a disclaimer out there that says, the artist may have used AI to create this, but we require our artists to significantly alter the picture by hand or something. So the artist would, sometimes what you may see is the artist, maybe they drew this character in the spear, but they AI generate a background for them. Because maybe my specialty is drawing female warriors, I don't want to have to like draw backgrounds. And that sort of is where we come into this type of situation. Perhaps I am an artist who draws specifically animals, but I want to put the animals in a landscape setting. I drew this deer. I've now used AI to generate the background. So that's sort of the intersection of AI and digital art. So I hope this has helped you understand what AI is and what digital art is and how they may intersect. I'm in no way, shape, or form telling you which is better or which is worse or which is ethical or which is not ethical. I'm just showing you what the differences are and some of the possibilities that are out there regarding AI and digitally created pictures. You may choose to purchase AI. You may choose not to. That is your choice. I know what my choices are. I totally get the argument that why would I spend $85 on a diamond painting for a picture that it took someone 10 minutes to sit down, type a couple words in, and they came up with the artwork, versus the artist who spent weeks drawing, happens to be drawing on a tablet, but they drew a picture and created something from their brain and with their artistic talent. Why would I then pay the same dollar amount for that than I would be for AI? The only good thing that I can say for AI that maybe all of us non-artistic drawing people can say about it is, this is as close as I'm ever going to come to being an artist. I hope this has helped you. I will talk to you next time when we are speaking of diamonds. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.